Hey guys, so I'm finally doing the sick ill book tag. I was asked to do this a while ago, but I just haven't gotten to it till now, so here you go. The first condition or disease or whatever is diabetes, a book that is too sweet. So I don't really have very many sweet books, but the one that I came up with is Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. Now this is a really good book. It's just really adorable, really mushy, and very sweet, and not in a bad way. The next sickness is chickenpox, a book that you've read once and will never pick up again. Now I have two books for this, and they're kind of very similar books. They are Enduring Love by Ian McEwan and The Guardian by Nicholas Sparks. They're both kind of about stalkerish relationships and a lot of insane, crazy people and miscommunication. And I did not like reading those books. They were very hard to get through. I just did not enjoy it at all, and I will never read them again. The next disease is influenza, something that is very contagious and spreads like the flu. So I chose a kind of unconventional pick for this one. I don't think many people have chosen this one, but my pick is Pride and Prejudice. I thought that with everyone who's reading this again or for the first time because of the Lizzie Bennet Diaries and Ariel's Austen Adventures, and it's Austen in August on Book Rat Missy's channel, and just tons of people are reading it, which is awesome. The next condition or whatever is the cycle, which I don't know really if that belongs in this tag because it's not a disease, it's not a sickness or illness, it's just a condition of the female body. So basically just a book that you read every month or year or on a routine basis. I think for me the Harry Potter series will always be a series that I reread for the rest of my life. There's just so much to it that it will never get old. Another book that I have read multiple times and will probably read many more times is Withering Heights. I've already talked about how much I love this book, and I kind of just reread it every once in a while, and even though it's not that long, I still always find something new to it. The next condition is insomnia, so a book that kept you up all night. I also have a few different answers for this. Harry Potter again, because, you know, after getting the books the first day they came out, you know, you can't help but just read the whole thing as soon as you can and just as quick as you can. So the entire Harry Potter series definitely fits for this one. I'd say that A Song of Ice and Fire also works for this. I haven't really stayed up all night reading these because they're so long and so dense that it just can't be done in one day or one night, but I've definitely stayed up later than normal reading these books. And I'm also gonna have to say Twilight. I'm not like the hugest fan of Twilight, or not as big a fan as I always have been, but when these books came out after I had gotten into the series, I definitely stayed up just to read the whole book. They're not the best written books, but they are very entertaining and easy to read, so it was just kind of a natural thing to stay up all night and read Twilight. The next sickness is Amnesia, so a book that you forgot or that just didn't leave an impression. I don't really have too many of these. I do have one answer, but I use it for a future question, so how about a book that I forgot to continue reading? That would be The Phantom of the Opera. I started reading it like 5 years ago and got probably, well, this far, but just didn't finish. So I'll definitely reread it at some point, but just not anywhere in the near future. The next illness is asthma, a book that took your breath away. I would definitely have to say A Heartbreaking Work of Staggering Genius, and also The Virgin Suicides, and also The English Patient. Just all three of these books are so incredible, and the writing is so amazing that they definitely took my breath away. Next is Malnutrition, a book that lacked food for thought. I couldn't really think of too many books for this one, so what I came up with is a little bit controversial, I think, but basically Water for Elephants, I mean, I wouldn't say that it lacks food for thought. It definitely brings up some points and some interesting discussion, but I just wasn't impressed by this as so many people are. I just didn't really fall in love with it like so many people do. I just kind of thought it was okay. And the last one is Travel Sickness. So a book that you took with you somewhere to read. And you may not be expecting this one, but Harry Potter. I definitely remember taking this to the beach and reading it with my family, and then going to like Friday Harbor and seeing the Deathly Hallows like on the release date, but I couldn't buy it because I didn't have the money and I knew my parents were buying it. And I will always like kind of link that book with my trip to Friday Harbor. I mean, I take books with me all the time wherever I go, but I definitely associate Harry Potter with traveling somewhere specific. So that is the Sick Ill book tag. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you haven't done it yet, then I invite you to do so. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.